Welcome everyone to episode 88 of Geeks at the Roundtable. We're almost at the triple digits mark, which is going to be a very special episode for many reasons, but we'll get that when it's time. Welcome to the best show on the internet. Thank you for joining us. I see them and Scott, Tony Movie Chappie, Ashley. You're all in the chat. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for already interacting with one another. And of course, you know how this show works. First, we're going to go into a few topics plus our weekly rankings, and we want to see yours as well. Then we're going to go into your live questions in the chat, and you have three ways of asking questions. Number one, just drop them in the chat. We'll do our best to get to them and in time before the show ends. If not, if you want to actively support the channel while you ask great questions or give great commentary, make sure to click that tip link in the description if you want to do that. If you can do that, it's all fine and dandy. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined, of course, by my co-host, Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Movie talking, new trailers, fucking much casting this week. Much casting this week. I know we didn't put one of them in there, but I do want to shout out off the top. Delroy Lindo, Blade.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Who is in final talks, and I'm very excited for it because I realized this morning that he might be playing Whistler if he's in that film.
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
Which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach, I was gonna say, why don't you start off with a weekly ranking? But it's my turn to start off with the weekly ranking. And by the way, before I start with the weekly ranking, I need to say I like everything that I watched this week. I don't think anything that I watched this week is bad. Without any further ado, at the bottom for me is what I just watched last night. I went over to Cambridge to watch it. I watched it with a few friends. I had a free ride thanks to Reese from Rio's Positive Reviews. Thank you, Reese, in case you're watching. In case you ever watch this, I appreciate the ride, my friend. So The Eyes of Tammy Faye comes in at my bottom. Jessica Chastain is stupendous, and I will still give you a full review for it, but it just feels overall very surface level. But it's much funnier than I anticipated. Like, in terms of making you laugh, this is one of the funniest films of the year. I'll say that much. Over Tammy Faye, this is going to be the one that puts me in movie jail. Tick, Tick, Boom. Andrew Garfield is just as amazing as you've heard. I don't love the film overall. I think the film overall has a very tough time doing a balancing act between the story that it wants to tell and then the story. No. Because like there's two stories. You're watching this and it's a story within a story within a story. The Tick Tick Boom, the play, the original play, was basically Jonathan Larson telling the story of his life. In this film, you have that, but then you actually see the story of his life unfold. I was very much hooked in the story of his life, and then whenever we cut back to the actual play, just everything took me out of the film. The tone felt off a ton of times. I just struggled to fully get into it because when I was getting into it, the film itself took me out.
It didn't bother me as much, but I understand. I think if it wasn't for Garfield, I don't think I would have been as positive on this movie.
Like I know you love this film. I know a ton of people. Most people loved it. I'm the odd man out, and I still enjoyed it. It's still a solid film. Garfield is just as amazing as everyone has been saying.
It's the second best performance.
Fully agree.
This year. Second best performance.
Oh, you haven't. I think I might prefer him to Will Smith. Yes, but still not. My favorite performance.
Oh,
yes.
Man. I'm still.
But you haven't seen my favorite performance. Like my favorite performance overall is Kristen Stewart, but my favorite lead actor performance.
I saw Spencer. If we're talking about we're talking actor and actress, Kristen should win. I mean, Kristen's best performance of the year.
Kristen is best actress, and she is my favorite lead overall performance. But my favorite male lead performance you haven't seen, which I cannot wait for you to see, which is The Tragedy of Macbeth, Denzel Washington. He's gonna kill it.
Dude, I have no idea when the fuck they're gonna show that out here. We have to see it.
You'll probably get a screener from Apple.
I hope, because is it Apple? Is it Apple?
It is Apple.
Oh, yes. I thought it was. Isn't it A24 though? Or is it both, like a collaboration?
It's both. It's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, Tick Tick Boom comes at the bottom. Again, I liked everything I watched this week, so I like Tick Tick Boom. Okay. Over Tick Tick Boom, I'm going to put the first two because I still haven't seen any other episodes, but I'm going to put the first two episodes of The Wheel of Time, which thank you, Amazon, in case they're also watching this. I was lucky enough to be invited to the world premiere where I watched the first 2 episodes. Rosamund Pike and the rest of the cast was there. It was great. I'm still not in love with the show. I like it. It's solid, but I'm also a fantasy nut. I'm always going to be inclined to at least give these shows a chance. And by tomorrow, I'll be binging the rest of the episodes, which Amazon already sent me the links to. Over that, I'm going to put Ghostbusters, Zach. I still haven't seen no ranking video, even though I opened it up to leave a like, and I shared it around and whatnot. This is the best Ghostbusters movie. By now, I've seen it twice. It's the one Ghostbusters movie I really like. It's the one I laugh at the most, and it actually has a nice emotional core to it. And again, I don't care too much about any of the other films before, so the nostalgia is there. It's a nice, like, sprinkle, but the main dish to me, it's the characters and the nice story that they have in there. Over that, it's my number 1. I don't have anything else. Over that, I'm going to have, well, there's something else, but we can't talk about. We can't rank it.
Yeah, I have 2 things I can't talk about this week. So
yeah, I have one. But in my first place is Encanto, the new film from Disney that is coming out next week. I best described it in my tweet. It's a warm hug for the soul. It's absolutely lovely. It reminds you why you fell in love with these films, why these films meant so much to you as you were a child and growing up. It's classic Disney magic, and it's absolutely enchanting. No pun intended. Because
can I ask you, what do you like more, Raya or Encanto?
Raya.
Okay, I agree with that. Like I looked at all the anime movies I've seen this year, and as much as I loved Encanto, I still think it's my least favorite of the year. Even though I think it's like one of Disney's most magical and best movies that they've made in a while. This is just a fucking great year for animated films. This is a great year for animated films. Raya, Luca,
okay,
Mitchell's versus the Machines, Demon Slayer. Like I've just been blown away with like all the animation that we've gotten this year.
I want to rank the animated films of 2021. I think I'm going to do that next.
The only one I haven't seen yet is that Belle movie. That's the only one I still haven't seen.
Oh, so
I haven't been able to secure.
Which one do I prefer? I might prefer. I gave them the same grade essentially, but I might prefer Belle to Encanto. But yeah, that's it. That's my weekly ranking, Zach. Right. And then the real. Let me just say this: the real first thing. It's something that I can't talk about yet, but you guys know what it is. Like if I do this. You guys know it comes out next week. It comes out next week. The first episode, at least. The first 2 episodes, but I've only seen the first one. Zach, go ahead.
All right. So I saw 4, well, technically 5 things. 2 of them I can't rank. If you've followed me on Twitter, you've probably... One I haven't even tweeted about yet because I watched it last night. The other one I have tweeted about, and in one of the characters sounds like Mario and Luigi in there. So take that as for what you will. I'll leave it
watching that next week myself.
Yeah, it'll be on my ranking next week, and so will my review be up on Tuesday, I think. So at my bottom, it's The Tender Bar. George Clooney directs this new movie with Ben Affleck starring. Gotta say, I like this movie, and it's at my bottom, but that's not a bad thing. I don't like George Clooney.
You liked everything you watched this week, like me.
Yeah. The only there's one thing I can't talk about.
Of the things you can talk about, of the things I can't talk about.
Yeah. So I don't like George Clooney directed movies. Besides Ides of March, I think all of them are shit. I think they're boring, too long, overly, all that stuff. I went into the Tender Bar going, God, I really don't want to see this, but I'm watching it. And I walked out, I'm like, tender and heartwarming. Was the exact same thing that I walked out thinking. Ben Affleck, if he doesn't get nominated for Last Duel, he should be nominated for The Tender Bar. I arguably think this is actually his best performance he's ever given.
Wow.
It is so good.
Over
it's
Argo?
So charming. Yeah. I really think, and I love Argo. Ben Affleck's one of my favorite actors. I love him to death. I love him as a director. Like, I've just always loved when he shows up in movies. And he is that uncle that you've always wanted in your life. In The Tender Bar. He's so good, and again, it's just he doesn't go anywhere deep with the emotion, but it's just, you know how great he was in The Way Back last year? It's so like good. That times 10. It's just so good, man. And I haven't seen Ben Affleck
that's another one I forgot. That's another one I forgot to ask you. Yeah. Better than The Way Back?
Yeah. I really liked it. The film overall is decent. It's a little too long, but again, it doesn't do anything new with the genre. It's just like George Clooney was cruising by making this film, which is kind of a good thing. There are some stylistic approaches he does with some camera stuff in the back half where I'm like, you didn't do this at all in the first half. Why the fuck are you doing it now? Like, he'll have these weird, awkward zoom-ins in these dramatic scenes, and I'm like, you didn't do this at all. At all.
Yeah.
Why are you changing this now? It's like someone else directed the movie. I'm not even joking. And then Ty Sheridan, I love him as an actor. His accent went in and out because they're doing like a New York boss. It went in and out once or twice. Other than that, he was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good though. I dug it. In my second place, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Nice. I fucking adored this movie. I went in pretty hyped. It was
one of my most anticipated. Didn't you?
No, I didn't. I saw it like the day after you saw it. But I was very excited to see this, even if I was skeptical, because I do love the original Ghostbusters with such a high passion. Ghostbusters 2, I don't like to talk about really. I think it's kind of boring. And Ghostbusters, it's not as bad as what everyone says it is, but it's not the best. And Ghostbusters 2016, I was one of the, not the defenders, I would say, but I didn't hate it. I do think it's actually kind of underrated when people talk. The humor in there is terrible. Afterlife gets everything
I remember
right.
I left a lot with Chris Hemsworth. That's it.
Yes. But I left Afterlife with this emotional feeling that the last time I kind of felt was Force Awakens. And I feel like Ghostbusters Afterlife takes that template, but goes in a different style. The first half of the movie is pretty much a coming of age story. The second half of the movie is kind of more of that Ghostbusters stuff, but it builds on it so well and everything works. The nostalgia, it's not just there to be nostalgia. It really does feel like a part of the story. And I can't express enough how fucking great McKenna Grace is. She is absolutely the superstar of it all. She has these pun jokes in there that I fucking laughed at each one. There's one about a hamster. It's fucked up, but I nearly pissed my pants laughing. Yeah, but she has jokes like that throughout it. And when the movie ended, I go, I hope to Jesus Christ we get another one. I hope to God we get another Ghostbusters. I want more of this crew because I like all the kids. I think all the kids are good. Even Finn Wolfhard, who I was nervous about because I thought it was going to be a Stranger Things thing, and it wasn't.
Podcast to me was a
I liked him. Going to my number one though, it is PTA's brand new film Licorice Pizza.
Oh,
embargo's lifted. Yeah, embargo's lifted, so I can talk about it. My review will be up Monday. I'm gonna be honest. Trailer didn't win me over on this one. I didn't like PTA's
okay, that's
last
what
movie.
I was gonna ask because I didn't give a shit about the trailer.
I didn't like the trailer. PTA's last film I didn't like. I was still excited. Within the first 20 minutes, I was like, "Yep, this movie's for me." And from there, I could have sat there for 3-4 hours watching this movie. I don't care how long it needed to be.
How long is it though? Is it one of those that is too long?
210, 220. I know. I thought it was perfect. Okay. Let me say, I think this movie's perfect. It's top 5 of the year for me. I fucking loved it. I loved it. Wow. I can't wait to see it again. I actually think this will be a quintessential coming of age story, kind of like Dazed and Confused or Boogie Nights. Down in the future, I think this is like top 3 PTA movies. But I do want to address something. There's one aspect of the movie that I have seen complaints about. And if you feel that way, I get it. I don't want to mention it here because you haven't seen it yet, Ren, and it's not in the trailers. Okay. And I mean, it's not within the first act, you can kind of get the sense where it's going. And depending on how you feel with that, I can understand it. Because again, if it was an opposite way around, it would be a little bit disturbing. For me, it didn't bother me that much, but I can see where it could bother some people. So I'll leave it there, but 5 out of 5. One of my favorite films of the year.
All right, that's good to hear, because I will still say I'm not excited, but you give me a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, I
mean, do you like PTA? Do you like PTA usually?
Overall, yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite? Do you like Boogie Nights? Do you like Boogie Nights?
Yes, I love.
Okay, so this is more in the vein of Boogie Nights, where it's just cool. This kind of.
It's been a while since he did something in that style.
Yeah, it's very relaxed. It's very relaxed. It's not as serious. Like, it's more about these two people just living in San Fernando Valley in 1978. That's it. Okay. That's literally the story. Like, in a sense, there is no story because of that. But I kind of like those type of movies, So.
All right. Let's get to our friends' weekly ranking over in the chat then, Zach. Gico EP, my weekly ranking number 5, Ghostbusters 2, a C. Red Notice, a C+. I think I gave it a C+ too. Number 3, Ghostbusters Afterlife, also a C+. Oh man, I didn't give it too much higher than that, but C+ is a positive grade. King Richard, an A, and Ghostbusters 1984, an A. Wow. I'm going to... What would I change here if I was to rank it? King Richard goes to number 2 for sure. I definitely didn't give it an A, but it's a really good movie. And I just watched it this week. I forgot to rank it. I like Encanto a bit more, but King Richard would be my number 2 in my ranking. In yours, I would put King Richard at first, Ghostbusters Afterlife in second, Red Notice in 3, and then Ghostbusters, and I haven't seen Ghostbusters 2. I'm just very indifferent to Ghostbusters. Zach, how about you?
I would probably I'd switch King Richard and Ghostbusters 1984. I love King Richard so much. I mean, even though I'm nostalgic for the first Ghostbusters, sometimes it doesn't hold up all the way. So,
alrighty. Jacob Hubbard, number 5, Red Notice. Number 4, House of Gucci. Number 3, Tick Tick Boom. Number 2, Encanto. Number 1, King Richard. I watched Afterlife weeks ago. Weeks ago? Okay, it was solid. I really like Afterlife. We just talked about it. I would put Encanto at number 2, then King Richard, Encanto at number 1, King Richard number 2, and then from the ones I've seen, I'd maintain it that Tick Tick Boom is better than Red Notice. Not too much, unfortunately, but it is better than Red Notice. Eric Thorpe, my weekly ranking, number 1, Game of Thrones season 2, episodes 1 through 7. Number 2, The Suicide Squad. I would definitely put The Suicide Squad ahead of Game of Thrones season 2 specifically, because that's my weakest season. Still like it. Still really like it. Number 3, Better Call Saul season 2, episodes 9 and 10. Don't watch it. Number 4, Shang-Chi. And number 5, Wheel of Time episodes 1 and 2. The same ones I've seen. I would put Shang-Chi at my number 1 here, Suicide Squad at my number 2, and then the Game of Thrones episodes, and then the Wheel of Time. I know he had more. Weekly ranking. There we go. Oh, hang on, we had a jump. Okay.
I see Luis's, but that's really
Luis. I was looking at Luis, but I thought we had a jump. Okay, I didn't miss anything. Cool. Number 4, weekly ranking. Number 4, Blade. Number 3, Friday, the Ice Cube movie that I never saw. Number 2, Captain Marvel rewatch, and number 1, Ghostbusters 1984. This is tough for me, Zach, because Captain Marvel has grown on me with rewatches, but Blade is... I think I'm putting Blade at number 1, then Captain Marvel, then Ghostbusters, because I've never seen Friday.
Ghostbusters, Blade, Friday, Captain Marvel.
Alrighty then. All right, everyone. That is the weekly ranking. If we missed anything, I apologize. We'll for sure get to it. If I notice any weekly ranking that I didn't see now later on the show, I will bring it up. Absolutely. But now let's get into a very exciting first topic, Zach, because you and I called it. You and I manifested this
and
thing
James.
Into
and let's give credit to real James too. Yeah.
You and I manifested this into existence. It wouldn't have happened without us, and I'm going to take full credit. Ladies and gentlemen, casting news for Netflix's live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender. Paul Sun-Hyung Lee has been cast as Uncle Iroh. Not to forget, Ken Leung has also been cast as Commander Zhao, the villain of the first season. Zach, I think it's redundant to say that this is exciting for us because we've been pulling for this, we've been rooting for this to happen, for this to become a reality, and now it is a reality. And I couldn't be happier, couldn't be more excited for this casting, but also couldn't be happier for Paul, whom him and the rest of the cast were just completely mistreated in this previous show, which was a major inconvenience that it was canceled. But this is amazing casting. It's pitch perfect, and I just know he's going to offer us incredible words of wisdom throughout this show, and he's probably going to be everyone's favorite character. I wouldn't be surprised. What are your thoughts on this casting?
He's going to win. Has he won an Emmy yet, or no?
No, he has won Canadian television awards too for Kim's Convenience.
So hear me out. If this show is great and it gets all 3 seasons that it's supposed to get, or however many seasons they do, when he gets his episode, we all know the episode of Uncle Iroh.
Leaves from the vine.
Yep. When he gets that, that's his episode he wins an Emmy for. Calling it right now.
I hope so. I would love to see it.
The second I saw he was casted, I got excited, but then I thought, God, he's going to destroy us with that episode, that performance. And it's cool because everyone's, obviously like Azula, I don't think will be casted yet in this season. Maybe towards the back half we'll see her, something like that. Toph, we obviously won't get on this season. We'll probably get her next season.
Maybe we'll get an ending of season 1 or post-credit scenes. But we won't hear about the casting.
I'm loving this. I think the only last thing I need to see is once that first trailer drops. That's kind of what's going to tell me. All the casting has me sold. It's that first trailer of what the look of the show is going to look like.
It feels redundant to say, but that first trailer, even for us who are little by little, we're getting excited for it. We're like, okay, these castings are winning us over. We need that first look to either get fully on this cart and go down the railway on this train, or we're going to backtrack when that first trailer came out. It really depends, but I think the show, as far as the cast on the surface, is building really strong foundations. And on a human level, again, I'm just so happy for Paul. Paul, you still follow me on Twitter. Please, if you're watching this, I want you to be on the show. I want to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender. I would love to have you on, Paul. We love you. We're so happy for you. This is a big, big night for me, Zach. How about you?
Huge night. The second I saw it, I was like, yes, we are right again.
Yes, Nostradamus of the Roundtable. That's what we are. We should change the name of the show for that. No spoilers. No spoilers. Don't say anything after that. Just take us into the second topic, Zach.
So the second topic is Scarlett Johansson is returning to the MCU, but not to be the Black Widow. She's going to be producing a new movie. Yeah, they're all coming back eventually. Downey, Evans, you heard it. You heard it here first again. They will all come back eventually. It's just
you already know what we say here becomes a reality eventually.
Yeah.
So if Zach's saying it.
Should I go get my time stone that I bought, and then I can
Oh yes, I just saw that on Forbidden Planet. I'm like, I need to buy this. It's expensive, but it's not that expensive. And I finally got the Eternals pops. The Eternals pops are getting here on Monday.
Try and wait until it's cheaper. The necklace, it's cool, but I wouldn't have spent the money I did for it. Scarlett Johansson's returning to the MCU, producing a film with Kevin Feige, a mysterious project. I have two theories for this because that's all we know. We don't know anything else about it. But he said it's not Black Widow related. So I want to take out that clearly all of our guesses was, it's going to be a Florence Pugh Black Widow movie. I'm going to take that as, okay, it's not that. I think it's one or two things. Young Avengers, because I think Yelena will be in that. I think they're going to do an A-Force movie.
An A-Force movie? Ooh, okay.
And I only say that because if it's so secretive, and I'm taking it that there's not really rumors, but think about it. What was the one thing that Black Widow wasn't able to be a part of in Endgame? Was that main sequence,
that lineup
teaming up. So I thought about it. I'm like, and she's majorly producing Kevin Feige. I'm just happy to see that she's still on good terms.
She's back.
I mean, it's Kevin Feige was pissed too.
It's a happy ending for both, I think.
Yeah. She gets everything she wants. So that's what makes me excited. But I also want to say this. I know they say Black Widow's not going to be in this. I'm telling you right now, I won't be shocked if she shows up. With what What If introduced and the way that What If season 1 ended, I would not be shocked to see a Black Widow show up. I think, again, you're opening the door to the multiverse of saying, hey, characters can come back in this way. It just won't be the same character we knew before. And I actually think that is actually a really interesting idea. Out of all the characters that died, it's Tony and Black Widow that can come through that way. Chris Evans, Captain America, could somehow come back through that way, but he could also just come back in general because he's just Clint Eastwood at this point. So, so I don't know, man. I think this is exciting. I just, I'm wondering when does Marvel do that next sit down where it's like, all right, everybody, sit down. Here's the rest of Phase 4. Or here's the rest of Phase 5. You know what I mean? Like how they did back in 2019 or 2018 at this point. When they sat everyone down at Comic-Con, they're like, this is what's coming. And then the next year after that, it's like, this is also what's coming. I'm just excited. I'm a big fan of what they're doing, and I love Scarlett Johansson as an actress. Jojo Rabbit, yes, you destroyed me, so I knight this. I'm excited.
I don't think this will be a team up movie. I think if anything, if it was a team up movie, though, it could be something of the sorts of a Secret Avengers, where it's Yelena and others, more of the ground level heroes. But Young Avengers is not a bad shout. I would bet on,
especially after that image going around of Kevin Feige.
Yeah, before betting the image of our group chat. Before betting on A-Force. But it's really exciting. Look, I'm just happy. It's exciting that she's coming back and that she's stepping more into that producer's role. But I just think it's exciting that you and I said this, like the whole thing over the summer with Scarlett Johansson and the lawsuit, that was with Disney. Like, yes, Marvel belongs to Disney, but it was never anything like specifically to anyone in Marvel. So I'm just happy to see the family back together, Scarlett and Kevin Feige working together, which I don't know if you can talk about that, but there was something really curious in the episode that I watched today earlier about the thing that we
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But yeah, just happy to see her back home. And speaking of home being Marvel Studios, I'm very much knighting this, but I just wanted to show off something that I still haven't had the opportunity
and real fast, they did say movie, right?
Show.
That's so cool.
Yes, it's a movie. So okay. I wanted to show you guys this that I got a few weeks ago. I shared it on Twitter, but I didn't show it here, and I have to find a place to put it back here on the shelf. So if you guys have any suggestions of where to put this, please let me know. But here it is.
I got an idea.
The history of Marvel. Look at that beauty. These are
I think books. You should put it underneath
here in the middle.
Put it underneath the Infinity War book and stack the book on top of that.
I think I might do that, but I still want to buy the Endgame book. So then when that gets here, maybe I'll put this over the Endgame and the Infinity War book. Because I still don't have the Endgame one, and I fucking need the Endgame one. But yeah, very much knighting this. This is exciting. Glad to see Scarlett back home, and they kissed and made up. That's what matters. Happy families all around. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Star Wars. And Zach, at this point, we're talking about more Star Wars than Lucasfilm did talk Star Wars this entire year. That's all I'm going to say. Mic drop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabine Wren has been cast in the Ahsoka show, which they didn't talk about at all last week on Disney Plus Day. So if you have this casting, why the fuck didn't you talk about it?
Because you know this has been done for weeks, or even probably months at this point.
For sure. Natasha Liu Bordizzo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She has been cast as Sabine Wren in the Ahsoka series. Now, I don't know much about Natasha. I'm not even sure if I pronounced her name right. So if I didn't, I deeply apologize. I know she is Australian, and I recently saw her in a movie from Amazon called Voyeurs, which is a very spicy movie. If you know what that means, you know what that means.
Was she good in it?
Saw it.
Because I didn't see Voyeurs.
Watch Voyeurs. I'm going to tell you right now. Watch Voyeurs.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. A nice little erotic thriller.
Is she the main character?
Which we don't get much of these days, but it stars Sydney Sweeney, Ben Hardy, guy from Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, and Jurassic World.
Jaden Smith.
Justice Smith. All of those. I really enjoyed that thriller. She's good in it. She's not the main character, but again, my point is I haven't gotten enough of a sample size of her, but it's a really good sign that we got a character cast in this show. For as much as bad news as we got in last week, which we didn't get any, and then the whole thing with Patty Jenkins this past week that came out, this is good news. It's good to see Ahsoka is on track. And curiously enough, these are the shows that are going to television, not the movies that are going to theaters. That's all I'm going to say. But Zach, you've been extremely excited to see this character. You love this character. What are your thoughts on this casting? Are you familiar at all with Natasha? And how much confidence does this give you of Ahsoka being on track to hopefully come out very soon?
So she's only really been in one thing that I've not seen. That's The Society, some show. But I have seen her here and there in certain things like Guns Akimbo, Hotel Mumbai. But again, not a big sample size for me to be like, this is. Yeah. But I know that she was up against like 7 different people. And the fact that they picked her to play it, and Dave Filoni picked her.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried. It doesn't even matter to me. They could have cast an unknown and I would have been fine with this. Because all I know is, besides Obi-Wan, Ahsoka is tied to be my most anticipated series on Disney+. I mean, Moon Knight, Obi-Wan, this is my most anticipated because we finally get to see the next piece of Rebels. We get to see where Ezra went. We get to see where Thrawn again. You know, Ahsoka again is my, like, arguably my favorite Star Wars character of all time. It's like tied with like 2 others. I fucking love Ahsoka so much. And Sabine is probably like top 20. I love Sabine. And just the fact that she's casted makes me go, okay, so we're getting closer to Ahsoka either shooting or Sabine's showing up somewhere else too.
Ooh.
So, because I still think Ahsoka's going to show up in Obi-Wan. I still think so. I don't know to what capacity, but I do believe that she will. But I'm excited to see what they're possibly going to do with this. I was surprised she didn't show up in Mando season 3. I still am very shocked they didn't have her in Mando season 3, but I guess in the timeline wise, it makes sense. This is just exciting news. And again, it just further developments. I just wish we could maybe get development on what the next Star Wars movie might be. Because I love all this Disney Plus stuff. I mean, but imagine, Ren, if we weren't getting any Marvel content in theaters, it was just going to Disney Plus. It'd kind of be a little bit weird. So I really want to say this out loud, Lucasfilm, if you're watching this. You know, you have Patty Jenkins. I don't know what the hell happened there, but something happened. You had the people who made Game of Thrones. I don't know what happened there.
Benioff and Weiss.
Yeah, you had Miller. You also had Rian Johnson's trilogy out there, which now also came out that is indefinitely delayed as well. Which we all kind of knew, which I was always still...
that one doesn't surprise me, but there was hope.
But once you're still holding out, like slowly, like every day, you're like, they're going to announce it. They're going to announce it.
I was just, for whenever that announcement came out, Zach, I was ready to tweet out Star Wars A New Hope.
Yeah. Can I tell you right now? I don't even think Taika's happens. I'll be honest, I don't think Taika's is happening.
I would still bet on Taika's happening right now.
When? But when? This fucker's directing like 40 different things.
I don't know. I have no clue.
He has to have a twin brother that has the same talent.
True.
Out of any director,
clone. Not even a twin brother, a clone.
Honestly, out of any director, why is it that I could discover that Taika Waititi would somehow find a place where he could clone himself?
Yes. I don't know, but that would weirdly make sense. But... You know, one thing that leaves me curious about the Sabine casting, which, again, knighted, very exciting, but it's curious how this now comes from very reputable sources. That's why we're even talking about it. But then a few months ago, we had rumors of Ezra and Thrawn, and those never really came out from the big sources, you know, like the Deadlines, the Varieties, the Hollywood Reporter.
This one actually was.
This one was, but the other ones that we've heard rumors months ago just never were. It's the one element about all of this, when I look at like the big picture, that I find weird. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think that there's a reason for that?
I can't say much, but I actually have heard a little bit on that. Is that those are true casting, but I've heard that they wanted to leave them secret. From my understanding, what's going on is that they were supposed to have a huge thing going on at this Disney Plus fucking day. Like a week ago, this was supposed to be a big thing for them. I can't tell you what the fuck happened though. I can't tell you what happened.
I've heard rumors about that, but I don't buy it because the plan would have been there all along.
But
like,
for me, it's
especially
because
of how they did Disney Plus Day, which was just dropping stuff on Disney Plus and fucking posters on Twitter. Not even posters, logos on Twitter. It's weird because the plan was already there. The things were ready to be launched. It feels weird that the stuff leaked. Let's just stop. It doesn't add up to me. To me, it doesn't add up. Not even talking about these.
I think there's a lot of issues going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I fully buy into that.
I don't think with TV though. I don't think with TV. I just think
I think TV is is well on its way. I think there's good stuff. Everything is peaches and cream on TV, as they used to say. But anyway, this is exciting. I love the Sabine casting. I can't wait to see her. So yes, it's a night for me. How about you, Zach?
Big night. Let's just see it. And also a notable journalist who's all he covers is Star Wars. He did say that Ahsoka is rumored to come 2023 spring.
Okay, I like that.
So that's what they're apparently doing right now. So I was like, okay. So I wonder if we'll get any little bits of tidbits in Mando season 3, and then like right afterwards it's Ahsoka.
Yeah,
you know,
that would make sense. And this casting right now opens the possibilities of maybe we do see Sabine in Mando season 3, because then she shows up there and she's like, "Come with me to Ahsoka next month," or whatever the fuck.
Hey, we need your help. We gotta kill Thrawn.
Exactly.
Because I think was it you that mentioned that Thrawn might be the big villain for this all,
connecting all of these shows. Yeah,
like Mando, Boba Fett, and Ahsoka.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
I also
at the time I said Mando, Ahsoka, and Rangers of the New Republic, but we all know what happened to that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you one thing.
Yeah,
do we see Thrawn in Andor? Takes place during the same time?
No.
Okay.
Andor takes place before Rogue One.
Yeah, but like I thought, like years before. I didn't think it was.
I don't think it's.
I thought it was.
Years.
I thought it was like a couple years beforehand.
I don't think we would see. I don't think it's impossible. Like if you tell me bet $100 right now that it doesn't happen, I wouldn't. But I don't think. I don't.
You know who would be cool to see show up in there though? Moff Gideon. Like a younger Moff Gideon.
Yes, Moff Gideon would be cool. I would like that, and I think it would make sense. Yeah,
just more Giancarlo Esposito.
Exactly. Never a bad thing. All right, Zach. I'm very excited about the next topic, which you will take us into, because you and I didn't talk about this at all.
Yeah, no.
I bet you saw it. I know I saw it. You and I didn't communicate our thoughts about this. It went up, and
I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, it dropped in the morning for me, so it dropped like at midnight for you, I guess, or something like that.
Lily? It's Lily James and
Sebastian Stan.
So it's Hulu's Pam and Tommy's trailer dropped, which if you don't know, this is about their leaked sex tape that came out. I didn't know that the director of I, Tonya was in charge of this. I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
So the second I saw that in the trailer, I'm like, I'm in. I don't even give a fuck about the rest of the trailer.
And director of I, Tonya, and most recently, still one of my favorite movies of the year. Cruella.
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited to see what's going on with this show. Seth Rogen looks great. Nick Offerman, perfection. So but let's be honest, we're here for Lily James and Sebastian Stan, who absolutely embody Pam and Tommy in every single way. And Lily fucking James, I mean, she is already hot, but the makeup on this is like fucking insane. And she literally looks like Pamela Anderson. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. Sebastian Stan too, man. I mean, I'm really into this. I will be honest though, I didn't know this would be more. It seems like it's more from Seth Rogen and Nick Offerman's point of view.
Yeah.
Which I was not. I was a little bit caught off guard by, but once it started, I was like, I'm in this. This is going to be now. Did Craig direct this? I'm gonna look that up.
I don't know. If he did, he probably directed like the first episode. Maybe it depends on how many episodes there are.
Okay, so it says creator is the Robert Siegel. He did The Wrestler, The Founder, and that's it.
Ooh.
So, and then let me see if I can find out directing wise. He might just be producing it, to be honest. Nope. Craig directed 3 episodes.
Okay, cool. How many episodes are there?
It looks like it's gonna be 8.
8. Okay, cool. Before we continue though, Zach, Peace, our good friend Peace, sends in a tip. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Peace. And he asks to see the hoodie and the shirt underneath the hoodie. So the hoodie is a Ren Geekness hoodie. You can get yours at TeePublic or in Redbubble. The links are in the description. Go check those out if you can, if you want to. This is one of the designs. I have many other designs. And underneath it is just a Becky Lynch shirt that says, The Man. This is all. And then there's the Becky Lynch logo right there. Here. There it is. But it says The Man, because I'm the man in this house. And then
I'm the man. I'm the man.
Yeah, you're Ren Geekness hoodie from TeePublic or Redbubble down in the description. Thank you, Apiece, for supporting the channel. Sorry to interrupt, Zach. Please do continue.
No, yeah. So I'm excited. I'm sold. I just hope it's good. You know, Hulu's been having a lot of underrated stuff lately, so I'm sure it'll be one of those too.
Yeah, this trailer doesn't have the angle I expected. Like you brought up, there's a lot of Nick Nolte, Jesus, completely different Nick.
Nick Nolte would be cool in this.
Yeah, you would. As an old...
Every time I think of Nick Nolte, by the way, I think of Tropic Thunder when they rip off the fake hands. He goes, "You have fucking hands?" And they have that whole like...
fucking hands. What the hell? If he talks like that.
Yeah, God, I might watch that today.
But like you said, a lot of the guys who actually leaked the sex tape and even sold it online, which is shocking. My guess is that framing is to put them in a more sympathetic light. But I hope, like, as we watch the show, I hope the actual main characters really are Pam and Tommy. My guess is this is going to be a very spicy show, but it's chock full of potential for nominations for performance, for makeup and hairstyling. Yeah. This looks great. It looks like a ton of fun.
I want to know how long it took them to get Lily James in the makeup. Because, I mean, that is like night and day difference.
You know all the talk show hosts, the Fallons, the Kimmels, and whatnot are going to ask that, and they're going to promote how long that was for sure. I can't wait to see this. And it comes out very soon, Zach. It's February, I believe. February and January. Yeah. It's early next year because they show it at the end of the trail. But this is really exciting. It's really off-brand with the rest of the topics that we're covering today, Zach. But this is one of those shows. I don't know if I want screeners because I don't know if I want to review it. But I want to get my hands on this show as soon as I can.
The only reason I'd want a screener... Well, so it's difficult because... TV's hard because if TV sucks and you get a screener, it's a fucking chore to finish the show. The only other thing is though, they're going to release this week to week, and well, maybe I'm not sure.
They probably launch like the first 2 episodes.
Hulu's sorry, Hulu does that. They do the first 2 or 3, and then they do it. But you know, if I like it a lot, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I want to see the rest of the show because usually the screeners will send everything.
If anything, I'll watch it for the performances, because if anything, it's the storytelling that might disappoint.
Yeah, but then Greg's directing it, and I've liked everything that guy's done. So
same. So I've really liked everything that guy has done. At the very least, really liked.
#1 film of that year.
All right, top 10. Didn't get into my #1, unfortunately, but 2017 was an incredible year. My favorite year of the last decade. But all right, that's a night for me, Zach. It's a night for me.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier this week, I even did a live alone on my show, and I don't remember if Zach was at any point there on the conversation, but we got our second trailer for Spider-Man: Far From Home with all the punch and pizzazz, Yahoo and how about it. Tons of things revealed that weren't revealed before. Tons of little hints about what is actually going on, and I talked a lot with you guys on that live, so I want to send it over to Zach right away because I don't know his thoughts yet. But I want to bring up 2 things. Number 1, with that stinger in fact, 3 things. Number 1, that stinger at the end with Doctor Strange saying they're coming, and I'm not powerful enough to stop it. I think Zach was right, and the other Spider-Man are coming just in the 3rd act. I hope I'm wrong. But that stinger
gave me entirely I'm wrong.
That impression.
No, I'm wrong.
You are?
I mean, I can say stuff. I just they're in the movie before that part.
Okay,
from my understanding. I asked one person, and he goes, "Don't worry, they're in the movie before that part." I said, "Okay."
Okay.
So I said, "What is that then?" Because I asked. I was like, "What is that then?" And he told me, "I have no fucking idea." And this person has been
and it's exciting. It's exciting that you don't know. It's exciting that person doesn't know. But I will tell you what. In the live, I also theorized if they don't only come on at that point, I think it's the perfect midpoint in the film, like midway through the 2nd act for them to come, and then we get into the final battle. and whatnot. So, but I'm glad it turns out you were wrong, and I was wrong in thinking you were right.
Yeah.
Second thing I want to mention, which everyone has mentioned, but I like to think I brought it up first. I don't know why. That's totally Andrew Garfield's hand. The close-up of the hands touching Andrew Garfield's redemption is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. He is going to find redemption after not saving Gwen. It's going to be amazing. And you guys know I don't care about his films, but I'm really loving how they're taking this character and giving him something meaningful to do, not just a cool.
It's what Kevin Feige does best, man. It's what Kevin
Feige does best. And
I have
Feige,
so much to say
trust.
about this trailer.
Hang on. Let me just say my final point. Because you and I have not talked directly about this. Again, I don't know if you were at any point listening to the live or whatnot. My favorite and a lot of you guys who were at that live on Thursday or Wednesday, when you were on the Trailer Talk live, my favorite part of this trailer, Zach, is when Doc Ock is fighting Spider-Man, he pushes him to the pillar on the bridge and the mask comes off. And Alfred Molina delivers one fucking powerful line. You're not Peter Parker. But it's the performance. The way he says that line. It's the confusion, the guilt, the complete obliviousness about what is going on. And how they take and what they do with that character after this moment that he's in the cage and he's actually having a legit conversation with Tom Holland. And then we see a moment where apparently, we don't know for sure, but apparently he's being attacked by Electro. I really love the insight that this trailer gave us about specifically what is by many of us, I know he is for me, the best Spider-Man movie villain. And they're absolutely not doing what so many people were afraid that they were going to destroy his arc. Apparently, they're totally not. And again, the trailer could be fooling us, and maybe in the film he's the real villain. He's not the main villain. We'll talk about that in a sec. But that was my favorite point in the trailer when the mask comes off and he says, "You're not Peter Parker." It's fucking amazing. Love it. Cannot wait to see what Doc Ock has to offer in this role, in this movie. But Zach, what are your thoughts on this trailer? Anything to counterpoint what I brought up?
I got tons, man. I did watch your thing, or like listen back on the replay. So that moment, I was like, if you don't think Toby's in this fucking movie, that was the moment that should have told you Toby's in the fucking movie. And if it wasn't for when Lizard gets punched in the face by nothing, then I don't know why you're still holding back the third.
Not only that, Zach, the Lizard gets punched in the face by something, but also Electro's lighting on the other side hits something that is also not there.
Yeah. I mean, you can clearly tell that scene. So the thing I will say about this trailer is, one, it's really good at not giving away the big thing. I'm telling you still right now, though, I have a gut feeling on that Monday when tickets are on sale, we're going to get a teaser trailer or something like that, and they're in it. Or a poster or something. I just think it's that final nail in the coffin that I think I would not mind if they just released a poster of them and said, they're in it, we're not showing anything. I don't mind that. It's the worst kept secret in Hollywood. My fucking cousin knows that they're in it, and he's not even on social media. That just goes to show.
You know who doesn't? And I'm so excited to take my dad to see this film.
Oh yeah, and that's awesome.
Like he knows. Awesome. I showed him the first trailer, so he knows Doc Ock, but I don't know if he got all the other clues in that first trailer.
But see, and that's cool for me. For me though, and if you do show them in the trailer, hint at it. The shadows, the
laugh,
something like that. Yeah, like stuff like that. Or just if you hear a voice, like, with great power comes great. Like, you could do an overlay of something that they said in their the fucking three movies Toby did and the two that Andrew did, and you would be like, everyone would be like, oh my god, that's their voice, you know? But so there's a lot to dissect in this trailer, because I think this is actually, I think it's a way better executed trailer than the first one. The first one was kind of jumbled in its editing, but it was very exciting. This one, I can clearly tell Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, but there's stuff left out in there to connect it. So clearly Act 1 is the which I love this, because this is what Endgame did, and I thought fucking Endgame was brilliant for doing this. Act 1 is the epilogue to whatever happened in the last film. So just like Endgame, the first act was the epilogue to Infinity War. The second act is kind of
and then Doc Ock comes, and the other ones come, and Doctor Strange traps them. That's the first act.
Yep, and that's the end of the first act. Actually, and then I will say this. I think the second act, a lot of it is missing in there. Because I know stuff in there that I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into because they've kept a lot about that. But the main villain in this movie is Dafoe's Green Goblin. That is the main villain in this, hands down. But they're hiding him a lot because he actually has a lot more in here than you guys are expecting. Trust me. Some of the stuff I've heard, it sounds like Dafoe is just going to come in and give like one fucking hell of a performance again as Green Goblin, which is just really exciting. And then the third act...
The heart, Osborn! We attack the heart!
And then the third act is everything that we're seeing in that area at the end. Now, I don't know if you guys picked apart what that actual area is. I'm not going to say what it is, but when you see it in the movie...
It's easy to pick out.
I mean, but some people couldn't get it, so
I'm not going to say it. If you haven't picked out, awesome. I don't yourself be surprised.
I just think it's a cool location to have your final fight at. So, all right, let's talk about some other things. You mentioned Andrew Garfield saving Zendaya. I saw some things saying, well, that might take away from Tom saving her, blah, blah, blah. I actually think, I don't think it does. But I will say, if Tom were to save Zendaya, I still wouldn't be mad. But I think in that same time, I think Andrew does have a conversation with Tom earlier in the film about it. It's just
because then it brings them to that.
It brings it full circle. I think, when we're looking at the 3 Spider-Man, I think a lot of people were expecting Tobey to be the one that's a little bit more disgruntled and depressed. No, I'm telling you, I think it's Garfield. That's the one that's going to be the more broken Spider-Man out of the 3. And I think, all of them have felt lost.
I think Tobey's going to be the I'm too old for this shit Spider-Man.
I think so too, but I think Garfield will be the one that's the more broken.
Yes,
even though at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2,
I think he's the one. Back. I think he's the one that's more distraught with the whole being hero thing. Because, I mean, it's not that Tobey doesn't know what it is like, but he's the one that feels more loss.
Tobey's only lost like one big person in his life, so at this point, and I'm sure Aunt May has probably passed away too. Which I have some stuff on that too. But anyways, and then let's talk about. And then I do think Tom Holland's going to lose someone in this movie. I think someone's dying in Tom Holland's life, and
I think so too. I just don't know who. It's totally not MJ. I absolutely don't.
No, it's not. It's not. They're not going to kill Zendaya. I have a feeling of who it is, and I don't want to say it because I'm going to be really fucking sad if it is them.
Okay.
Do you want to guess?
I want to guess, but I want to go into something else. First, but I think you're going to say Aunt May.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Happy.
I just don't think they would kill Happy in a. I mean, it's an MCU movie, but in a Sony movie, I think if they were to kill Happy, they would kill him in the next Avengers movie, a proper just MCU movie.
Maybe
that's my.
That's why I think. That's why I think Aunt May is like. I don't like it though. I do and I don't, because it makes sense, character-wise and story-wise, for him to lose someone that close to him. But I also want to say is that I don't want Aunt May to die yet. He's too young. Let him go into his college phase, and then maybe he loses it. But then at the same time, I want to ask you, if Aunt May dies, who kills her? Because I think it's Goblin that kills her.
I mean, it's totally Goblin that kills her, for sure.
Because I think that face of Tom Holland's distraught with all the cuts on him, and it looks like it's after the bomb went off. I'm like, that's Aunt May. That's Aunt May.
Yeah, that's totally her.
And I think that is
totally
that
where
turning
she dies.
point right there. And I guarantee Tobey and Andrew come in right after that. Or they're already in the movie at that point.
I think they're already there, and they still can't stop Goblin, and that's why it becomes an act of desperation, because supposedly they have all the things they need, and they still end up losing someone. But Zach, as we've established earlier in this show today, you and I have called many things on this show. You and I have made many things become a reality. And throughout this past year, when we go... By 2022, when we go back and look at the Geeks at the Roundtable shows in 2021, most of them will have a Spider-Man topic, at least one, if not the main topic.
The next big topic will be Doctor Strange, man.
Yeah, and you and I talked about this constantly, and I wanna say right now, I'm gonna be an asshole and fully take credit for this one, for this theory, that I so hope becomes true. And I know you agree with this theory, and you would love to see this theory. Zach, when Toby comes in and he takes his mask off, I am going to cry like a baby because Tom Holland's going to look at him and he's going to say, Uncle Ben.
You still think so? You still think so?
I still think so. And it's going to break us. And I still believe Toby is going to die at the end of this film. He's going to sacrifice himself. And our brother Leo, he wants Toby to say, literally, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's the lesson that he's stitching.
He's fucking saying
no. I know he's saying that. I mean, at the precise moment of his death or something, Leo wants to. I want him to just say, he would be proud of you, kid. And I will never have cried so hard in a Spider-Man movie.
I will
not
say,
even,
if they pull this movie off, if they pull it off, I'm telling you, I still wish we wouldn't. I wish we wouldn't know anything about this film.
Oh, for
I
sure.
wish all this stuff was a secret. I wish we only knew about Doc Ock and Electro. I'm being honest. I wish that's all they knew.
Zach,
Zach,
hang on. What if?
The Watcher.
Going back to what we just talked about, the moment and Aunt May dies, and they're already there, but they still haven't taken their masks off because they come in right as the fight is ensuing. Everything's already crazy. The bomb goes off. Let's say Aunt May dies, and only after that, when Tom Holland, when Peter Parker has lost his aunt, the other guy takes off his mask, and for the first time in years, now that he's all alone in life, he sees his uncle.
That'd be cool, and it would work because of what Loki
said. How hard will you cry? How hard will you cry?
I'll flip out if he says Uncle Ben or something. I don't.
He's like, Uncle Ben.
I want to see this so bad. I don't think it will. I think they'll keep it as a different variant of Peter Parker, and I know it will be.
I really don't.
I know the way that Loki set up everything. It still could be both. It could be Uncle Ben in this world and Peter Parker in another world.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just how it is. I want to ask you, do you think Kirsten Dunst is in this movie, or do you think she's telling the truth when she goes? You don't think she's in it?
She's not. No.
Makes me sad.
I don't know who brought it up. I think it was GCOBP or maybe it was Leo, but it wasn't me. But someone brought up on the chat that they could do with Andrew Garfield kind of what they did with Black Widow in What If, and send him to a world where Gwen is alive, and like for a quick moment at the end through a portal we just see Spider-Gwen jumping by, swinging by. She has a mask, so they don't need to get Emma Stone. But it'd just be really cool, even if for a quick sec, to get a Spider-Gwen.
I mean, maybe you never know though. Maybe Emma Stone is in it. You know,
maybe she is, and I'll be very happy if she is.
I saw someone go, "What if Garfield's not the one that saves her? What if it's Emma Stone?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, that'd be cool." But Garfield still fits better.
Ooh.
I don't know. This is just exciting. This trailer's exciting. We only have 4 weeks away till this movie comes out. We're almost there. I mean, now we just got to secure.
We're almost there.
My stress is already going to even buy.
And we're excited. We're all excited here.
I'm in charge of buying tickets for 2 nights, so I just want to kind of shoot
But exciting times, ladies and gentlemen. This is an exciting trailer, and the possibilities are so there.
Yeah.
And
please
do the Uncle Ben thing.
What do you think of Sandman and Electro?
I like it. I like Electro's got a really cool visual. Yeah. Lizard looks more bulkier, but I still needed the snout.
I need the snout.
Yeah, and Sandman, he literally looks the same. Like, not to say that it looks shit.
Just better CGI. Just better CGI.
Yeah, just better CGI. And it already looked great in 2017. But literally, we see 1 shot, 2 shots, technically, of him.
This is exciting, man.
This trailer gets a night. Very big night.
And I honestly will say, I think this is one of the best trailers we've had in a while.
This is my favorite Spider-Man trailer, I think, ever. Just judging the trailer solo.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it crazy though that even though we all knew Mysterio was going to betray Spider-Man, they never gave that away in the trailer,
and we didn't see any of those. They played right into our expectations and our nerdiness.
Yes, and that's why I just go. I'm like, why? I go in far to say, it's why I hate leaks. As much as it is exciting to learn about some of this stuff early, I wish I didn't know anything. I wish I didn't know anything going in. Like, it's the same thing. Like, Far From Home, I did not expect we were going to get those cool Mysterio sequences. And, you know, it's like something like this is the same way. So I'm hoping, again, I don't want to see Toby and Andrew at all. Don't show me how they get in there. Don't show me. I want to sit in the movie, and when they come, I'm going to be like, I don't even care if it's in a dumb way. But I just know the second they come,
it's gonna be amazing for every generation of Spider-Man.
And it doesn't matter who you liked. Like my nephew grew up with Garfield, so that's the one that he watches all the time. He's like 8.
Exactly,
that's the version he watches all the time. So I do want to say, I've heard how long their runtime is in this movie. Both of them. They both have the same amount of screen time. It's around.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to say the amount of minutes?
Time for them. Okay. No. I misunderstood where you were going.
Okay. Do you want to know or no?
Nah, I'm good.
No? Okay.
I don't want to know. All right. So that's it. That's it for topics. That's it for exciting topics this week. So let's get into your live questions. And remember, you can ask questions one of two ways. You can just throw them in live chat and we'll do our best to get to them. Or if you want to guarantee we answer your questions, you can actively support the channel by going through the tip link in the description and send us a good tip to the channel and support it while you ask great questions. All right, let's start with the Geeko EP. How Ren's feeling about Tick Tick Boom is how I felt about Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I'm more negative. Not too much, but yes, judging from the grade at least, you felt very much how I felt about Tick Tick Boom. But you still liked it. You still gave it a positive grade.
I don't give a fuck what you think about Ghostbusters, and neither does the characters, okay? Jason Reitman's going to come to your house and make you watch it 30 more times.
You might enjoy it after 30 times. And Geeko EP asks if what we're talking about is Hawkeye. Maybe it is. You can find out on Tuesday.
I will say this.
Tuesday? It's Tuesday,
yeah,
right?
It's Tuesday, but I'm not going to review it till the review embargo's up. Or the spoiler one's up.
Oh, okay. So Wednesday morning for you.
I mean, yeah, like I'll post my thoughts and stuff, but like I can post them today if I wanted to. Because social media is broken. So we can say we watched it. We can say we watched it.
Okay. Yes, we've seen Hawkeye then. I didn't know we could say we watched it. So yes.
And as a quick little thing, what would I post on Twitter? 2 thumbs up. Yeah. 2 episodes. I will
post 1 because I've only seen 1 episode. But yes. The opening scene, guys. The opening scene. That's all I'll say. Preet Oi. I hope I pronounced it right. If I'm not, never feel guilty about correcting me. Please always correct me if I'm pronouncing anything wrong. This is for you, Zach, because I haven't seen it. Is Ben Affleck award-worthy for The Tender Bar?
He won't win, but yeah, he should be nominated.
All right.
I mean, honestly, best supporting actor for me is still either Hines or Dornan.
Dornan for sure, with Bernthal as a second for me.
Dude, fuck. I forgot Bernthal. I hope to God he gets nominated.
Rick Macy, everybody. Bang. All right.
God, I'm seeing King Richard again tomorrow. I can't wait.
So good. I'm glad to hear you liked Afterlife as someone who didn't care much for the original, even since I also don't get the hype for the original. It's kind of a slog, in my opinion. I don't disagree. But I want to see the new one. For sure, go to see the new one, dude. I fully recommend it. This is a good question, and it comes from Batman, so I am obliged to answer because he's my favorite superhero of all time. Do you guys still do the movie club thing where you recommend a movie? You know, we lost track of that because we wanted to do something before going into the topics, but then we wasted too much time talking about the film because we ended up organically reviewing it to one another, and we didn't end up having time to either of us watch it during that week. But I'm going to tell you something. A small little glimpse behind the curtain. We're bringing it back next year. That's all I'll say. We'll bring it back next year.
Changes are coming. So, Zach?
Yes, changes are coming.
We're going into the next era.
We're going into the next era. We would like to bring it back and flesh that out a bit more in its new incarnation. Is that a good way to put it, Zach?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? All right, so a little tease for you, Batman. Thank you for asking. That's a good question. It's something, again, we like to do that, but we just lost track of it.
And thank you, Batman, for your new Lego sets that just came out. Just bought all those. And I also just bought, I pre-ordered all the Batman figures, including one, that cool poster of him in the red, like the red one. So they coming out with a figure without
the one on my Twitter banner.
Yes.
All right.
That's cool.
This is also for you, Zach. Even Good Night and Good Luck, talking about when you said you didn't like Clooney too much as a director. That was a good Clooney directed film.
It's fine. I don't know. I think George Clooney just sits... Again, even The Tender Bar is not really like a great directed movie, but it's his best movie that he's directed, I think, since Ides of March.
All right. The mini Scott. This week I watched 2 movies: Tom Holland's Spider-Man on the TV. And on the TV. Which one? Which Tom Holland Spider-Man? Both. Maybe you watched. 2 movies, both the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I'm dumb. Never mind. On the TV side, the latest season of Titans and Batwoman. I still need to get back on Batwoman. I'm still recuperating.
Ren, why do you put yourself through that? Why are you?
Because Zach, I finished Supergirl. I was strong enough to finish Supergirl. Batwoman still hasn't dropped as far down as Supergirl ever did, so I'm still willing to give it a shot. But maybe season 3 will be my breaking point. I don't know. Nathan Holt, what Disney Plus films / shows are you looking forward to bar Star Wars and Marvel content? Good question. What is coming, like in terms of movies and shows that are not Star Wars and Marvel? Oh, I'm looking forward to that Pixar show that they didn't further too much about what they were going to do there. But the Win or Lose show that Pixar is doing, I like it because the concept is extremely interesting. It becomes exceedingly more interesting when you realize it's at the hands of Pixar. And for Pixar, it is also the first, the entirely original thing that they are doing. It's not based on one of their movies or any of their previous work, which, nothing against the fact that they do stuff based on their previous work. It's just that they're finally doing something original, so that's more exciting. I'm also looking forward to Pinocchio from Robert Zemeckis because the cast is great, and Peter and Wendy from David Lowery, director of The Green Knight and Pete's Dragon and The Ghost Story and The Old Man and the Gun. One of the most chaotic filmmakers working today, just looking at his filmography. So Those are the few of the things that are not Star Wars or Marvel that I'm looking forward to on Disney Plus. Zach, anything else comes to?
You took those 2, but that's really it for me. I don't really have much. I will be honest. I'm interested in that Baymax show, but I feel like it's gonna be shorts again, like Doug was, where I'm just like, I just want to show, because Doug was cute. I watched it in one sitting.
Still haven't watched it.
Dude, it's really fucking cute. I mean, Ren, I'm not joking. You could finish it in 20 minutes. That's how short they are. Like they're.
I finished in 20 minutes, or even I think less than.
Was it the Olaf ones?
The Olaf one.
I heard those were funny.
I really love it in the film, and I was excited to see them actually do. Because when I came out of Frozen 2, Zach, I wanted a show of shorts that it's just Olaf retelling Disney films. But to me, what was missing in this show that really works in the film, it's one of the reasons why it's so funny in the film, is that he's telling this story in a very exciting, very fast-paced way. And then you have the characters that are watching him tell the story, react. And then her parents die. And then you have the Sterling K. Brown character going, what? And whatnot. You don't have that in this show. Aww. It's just Olaf. And it's still funny. It's still cute. And it's, Olaf is telling the story of the Lion King or of the Little Mermaid. And it still has that energy, that gusto. But it's missing that key thing to me that really brought it up to the next level within the context of the film. So I hope if they bring it back, because it only has 4 episodes, because it's the Lion King, the Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and something else that I'm not remembering right now. But I hope that if they bring it back for a second season, they add characters that are actually watching him tell the story and react to it as he tells the twists and turns of the story. All right, let's go and Tangled. I think he retells Tangled as well. Let's go into. I don't know why I was doing that. Netflix should pay us. I agree. Many studios will pay us because throughout this past year, we have called many things that eventually became reality. So yes. Joe Fletcher. We didn't bring up Joe Fletcher's weekly ranking. Number 4, Ghostbusters 2016. Number 3, Ghostbusters 2. Number 2, All Too Well, short film. Oh, the Taylor Swift one. I watched that last
I actually liked it.
I did not.
I watched it too. Of course you didn't. You're a hater.
I am. Maybe. I don't know. I just thought it was a shit film. Number 1, Ghostbusters. I was finding out a lot of stuff as I was watching that. I didn't know I never knew her and Jake Gyllenhaal had dated.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit about Taylor Swift. That's why I'm not involved in the thing. So I'm completely indifferent to the whole thing. Number 1, Ghostbusters. Can't wait to see Afterlife tonight. Enjoy Afterlife, my friend. You clearly enjoyed Ghostbusters, so I hope this fills your heart with joy and laughter and adventure. It certainly did to mine. And I'm looking for something that fell to the ground. I found it. I'm not going to pick it up now. Wait, is there a part 2 to this? There is not. And that actor who did Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he was Quicksilver in the MCU, and now he's going to be Kraven. 2 Marvel roles, just like Chris Evans in Pest. Exactly, because they're in completely different universes, so they don't affect each other. Kevin Feige will spoil you. It will snipe me if I spoil stuff. I never spoil stuff. What are you talking about? I'm just theorizing. If I happen to be right about the Uncle Ben stuff, you can't blame me. You can't blame me. So yeah. Next to the glove, the gauntlet. Yeah, but I would have to put it like in the middle. Because, by the way, I don't think this ever showed up on screen because it's right behind me. But I have the Tony Stark I Am Iron Man Uncle.
You know, Ren, I don't give a fuck. Because I couldn't get my hands on that one.
Oh, you couldn't?
Nah, it's sold out of here.
Oh, man. I got it on Amazon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Thoughts on the rumor that Kathleen Kennedy has a new 3-year... It's not a rumor. It's
rumor.
Confirmed.
It's true. Yeah.
3-year deal at Lucasfilm after Rogue Squadron and Rian Johnson's trilogy being shelved. I think it is time for someone new to take over. So... I'll say this. When it comes to the Rian Johnson trilogy thing, I wouldn't put that on Kathleen Kennedy. I think... I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. But after the reception to The Last Jedi, which you guys know me and Zach both love, I understand the trepidation of giving another Star Wars movie to Rian Johnson. Even though I love the movie.
You made a great movie. It's just fans are little bitches.
Exactly. When it comes to the Kathleen Kennedy, well, yes, but the Patty Jenkins, the Rogue Squadron situation specifically, it seems like it's the same old thing that keeps pushing directors away. Which, let's be fair, Zach, this thing keeps happening with the films, but if we're going to criticize Kathleen Kennedy for her failures, which she has a ton of, let's admit it, we also have to congratulate her because Bad Batch exists because of her, and I'm not even a fan of the Bad Batch. But Mandalorian exists because of her. Boba Fett exists because of her. Ahsoka, for now at least, exists because of her. Acolyte exists.
Don't say for now, because then it'll happen, and then it won't happen.
Okay, not for now. It will exist.
It will exist.
A year from now, we're going to
I'm telling you right now, if Ahsoka got canceled, I would die. Imagine if Obi-Wan got canceled.
No, it's done.
I know. I'm just saying if it did.
They already spent the money on it, so they're not going to cancel it.
I'm just saying before it.
It's not a good sign, Joe. It's not a good sign that this keeps happening. But from what I've heard,
she got
this time
dealed up,
and it's not. Hang on, and it's not a good sign because it keeps happening. So it is to blame to a certain extent on Kathleen, but this specific time, I've also heard that Patty is not making things easy. Patty is also disagreeing with a lot of stuff that they agreed on before. So yeah, what were you going to say, Zach?
I'm surprised they're not coming out with that then, in like more of the articles, because everyone's making it seem like it's Kathleen's fault. Because I mean, she has had.
And to a certain extent, I think both sides are to blame. But that's the thing. I think both sides are to blame, and everything is just falling on Kathleen because of what has happened before. So yeah. Michael Fassbender as Thrawn in the Ahsoka show. Fingers crossed. Not going to happen. It's going to be not Mads. Lars Mikkelsen, who did the voice, has been cast. Michael Fassbender was also my dream casting, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. What are your thoughts on Tick Tick Boom, Zach?
Yeah, I didn't get the time to do a review this week. But I really, really liked it. I think Garfield makes that movie like an A- for me. and I think he should absolutely be nominated. It's his best performance yet, even though he's really good in Tammy Faye as well. He was really freaking good in there too. But if you guys haven't seen Tammy Faye yet, there's a transition where he's getting a bath with Jessica Chastain, and I fucking lost.
Well, she's not in the bath with him.
She's not in the bath, but she's like rubbing his head or whatever, like intimate shit like that.
Yeah, his head, you say.
But I like right. TikTok Boom. I will say though, I thought the directing wasn't that strong. And I love Lin-Manuel Miranda.
But it's his debuting directing feature, and he went for
good.
A very bold style. So I really commend him on what he attempted. But
so I want to see what he does next.
He's still learning. Yes, exactly. All right. Besides Boba Fett, what is the next Star Wars show, Mando? No, we got Obi-Wan before that, and maybe Andor also next year before Mando.
Mando's not till December next year.
December, exactly. And Andor, if we do get it next year, it should be around like August, September, October.
And I think a lot of people don't understand. Andor's like 15 episodes. Remember, guys, it's a long show. That's why it's taking so long, because they've actually had to. That one's Obi-Wan's like only like what, 6 or so.
Mm-hmm. So, Carcel probably Mandalore War in season 3. Not Mandalore War, because that's what happens in Clone Wars season 7. But it's gonna be the battle to take back Mandalore, probably, which I'm very excited for that.
Or the lead up to that,
Or the lead up to that.
Because they got to get Grogu back. There's no way fucking Grogu is not going to be in season 3. I don't care what anyone says. He'll come back. They'll do a time jump or some shit like that, and he'll be a teenager and can speak now.
Yeah, exactly. Lady Era, I'm currently watching.
I don't want him to talk.
What?
I don't want Baby Yoda to talk.
Oh, me neither. He's not going to talk. I'm currently playing this podcast while playing Shining Pearl. Love the game so far. Did you guys start playing the new Pokemon games yet? And if so, how far along are you currently? The game is not out here yet. No, it is out here. It just came out yesterday. But I'm going to get it in Portugal, so my mom went to buy it today, and I'm going to get to it when I get home for Christmas. So I haven't started yet. Zach, are you planning on buying it? I guess you haven't bought it yet because you would have posted about it.
I'm not buying it because I don't want to, and Christmas is coming up, and if I buy it, I don't have anything for people to get me. And that's my biggest thing is my family hates me because they'll be like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I already bought everything. So I have I give them a list of shit that I'm like, this is stuff I'll never buy. Or I'll hold off on buying. And then so say for instance, they don't get me Pokemon, I'll literally the next day I'll go buy it. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
A lot of the stuff I actually told them was all the comics you told me to get.
Oh,
I put it
nice.
on the list. I said, okay, this is all I want. I want to start reading these. So I put in the World War Hulk ones was the ones that I want to read next. So I did it goes it goes Planet Hulk first, then World War.
Planet Hulk, and then World War.
Because I put that in there. I was like, do not buy this without buying this. and because I remember
it's not absolutely necessary, but don't let him know that. Let him buy you Planet Hulk and World War Hulk.
Sounds good.
All right, Lady Aaron, I don't have a weekly ranking for today, but if I did, Eternals would for sure be number 1. Hell yes. I loved it. I love the guys, and you are free to talk spoilers about it. We keep postponing the Eternals topic, but this week was so packed with so many great news, even other news that we left out.
I don't even know. We did do a spoiler review on my channel, so I guess if people want to go check that
out. True. You can go check Zach's and I's spoiler thoughts on this channel. But there's something we need to talk about Eternal spoilery. So if this week is not too big and busy with news, we'll maybe talk about it this episode.
So everyone hope, because for all we know, they'll drop some big bomb that freaking Sherma Gorath is going to be voiced and played by the Daniel Day-Lewis, which if that happens,
oh my God,
that's the only topic we're talking about. That's it. We're not talking about anything else. He actually went to a different universe and became an octopus.
Exactly.
So
all right. Eric Thorpe Reviews says, any thoughts on predictions for the first official Game of Thrones convention HBO is putting on in February, which I'm hoping to attend? Look, My thoughts, Eric, unfortunately, is that this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So I don't have that many thoughts, but it is exciting. I would love to attend if that was anywhere near me. If it happens to be anywhere near me, I would love to attend. Even though, and then I say this, but if it happens near me and I have the chance to go, I probably won't because I don't do cons anymore. I did in the past, but not anymore. But this is the first time hearing of it. But if it happens, I hope it's somewhere near you so you can go to it, my friend, because it is exciting. I would love to like see the promotion and like the recap thing to just see how it worked and how it was. Zach, would you attend a Game of Thrones con?
No, because as toxic as that fan base also is, as any fan base is, I don't want to until they put out something that everyone kind of universally likes again, or until he finishes the books. I don't care. The only con I'll go to nowadays is the San Diego Comic-Con, maybe New York Comic-Con one day, but I don't care. Conventions, all it is, even if you go as press, you're just spending money. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's really it. You take pictures, and sometimes you'll cover stuff, and sometimes you won't.
Yeah. All right. Joe Fletcher, who do you think dies in No Way Home after the last trailer? I'm 99% sure Aunt May or Happy dies. I still am not willing to bet, but out of the possibilities of characters to die, I think these are the most likely ones. I don't think they're killing Ned. I absolutely do not believe they would kill Zendaya's MJ. If anyone is dying, it's one of these two, but still, I don't think it's very likely that either of those die.
Yeah, I think they're in the long run for Zendaya's MJ. Like I've said, as much as Tom Holland keeps saying, by 30, I want to be. He's just talking out of his ass at this point. He is going to play Spider-Man until they tell him we don't want you anymore. But I don't think that'll ever really happen. I think he is going to play Spider-Man.
Especially now she's a freaking superstar. She's in Dune. She's an awards darling. They both are. Prestige.
They are both arguably the two biggest stars working right now as young actors come.
Yeah. And seriously, as boyfriend and girlfriend, they don't want to separate them.
Which, dude, shout out to Tom Holland. He got asked about that, and he goes, I don't want to speak about that unless she's here. Which I'm like, he has grown up so much since Homecoming.
My man.
Since Homecoming, man. I fucking love him. I would say this. You just said my man. I want to see Jason Momoa and Tom Holland in something together.
Oh, my God. Please.
What? I would have rather seen Jason Momoa as fucking Sully than goddamn Mark Wahlberg. So just saying.
I don't know if I like that one.
I don't know if that's better than Mark Wahlberg, in my opinion.
Ren, if they're going to show up at the midpoint, which they might. I don't know if they are. It's just a possibility. My theory about Kirsten Dunst as MJ might come true, which is true. That Chico EP brought it up in the live. If it does, we'll see. It's very true.
What is it?
Absolutely possible.
I don't.
Chico EP. Do type in your theory again. We'll get to it because right now I'm blanking on what it was specifically. But it had to do with Tobey Maguire having lost his Kirsten Dunst, his MJ, and then he sees a Kirsten Dunst in this universe. But furthermore into that, I'm blanking on it. But GGOEP, do type it in the chat and we'll get to it. Ren and Zach, in honor of Adam Driver's birthday being yesterday, well, happy birthday, Adam Driver. I would like to ask you guys this. What's your favorite and least favorite Adam Driver performance? Also, what do you think Adam's most overrated performance? Those are many questions.
I can only go into my favorite performance, I think.
Go into your favorite performance.
Give you two. I'll give three. So big blockbuster style. I mean, Last Jedi is fucking phenomenal. He gives an amazing performance in there that is absolutely stellar. And Marriage Story. It's hard not to say Marriage Story because he's so fucking good. Yeah. But I also really like him in The Report. I think that's his most underrated. Not a lot of people saw that. I think it's called The Report, if I'm not wrong. But he's great. But I'll say this. He can do anything.
He can.
I've seen him in Annette this year, then House of Gucci.
Yeah. House of Gucci.
And both performances are completely different, but they're amazing. And again, I can say I didn't love House of Gucci, but like he's so fucking good in that movie. He is so good in that movie. Like he is. I think, one of the best working actors right now. That guy can do anything. And then Last Duel. Look at him in Last Duel.
Yeah.
Totally, like,
I agree.
Incredible actor. Incredible actor.
Yes, his best performance is Marriage Story. I will also bring up Patterson, which is really good.
Yes.
And Patterson fits as his most underrated performance.
Yeah.
Also,
Miller, Black Klansman.
Nobody watched it.
Yeah,
Klansman is great.
Logan Lucky, Silence, great supporting performance in What If you ever seen that movie with Daniel Radcliffe. I just had sex and now I'm eating nachos. Fucking perfect line. Perfect fucking line. So, Inside Llewyn Davis. Right. I mean, goes on and on from there.
Okay, this is a good question because it caught me off guard today as well. The episode started very early today, and I didn't even know about that. I didn't know either, Aaron. Does that mean Geeks at the Roundtable starts in an earlier time now? For the time being, yes, because I got confused with time zones changing and daylight savings and whatnot. So Zach is 1 hour ahead now, so we're a bit less apart in terms of time separation from one another. So yes, the episode. What time zone are you in, Zach?
I'm in now. So I live in Arizona, and we don't do daylight savings time.
Okay.
So we go by during when it's not daylight. We go by California time, which is Pacific Standard Time. When it's not, it fucking sucks for us. We get this thing called Arizona time or Mountain Standard Time, and that's what we go off of.
Okay. So right now you're Mountain Standard Time, correct? MST?
Yeah, or Arizona. Okay,
so right now for the time being, this will start at 7 a.m. MST. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the time the show started today will start quote unquote late. So the show starts 10 minutes late, so we're going to, for the time being, I guess until next year when time changes again, at least for me, we're going to go into, every Saturday we're going to go at 7 a.m. MST. But it caught me off guard too, Aaron. Caught me off guard too. I got to ask you guys.
It's 6:58 and I asked you, I was like, okay, I'm almost done getting ready.
Since with Ghostbusters Afterlife and some of the reviews, are you worried that No Way Home might focus on nostalgia with the villains and Toby and Andrew? With Toby and Andrew, no. And again, I like how they're handling it in the trailer, like the whole you're going out there to fight the ghosts. Just the lines itself are very good.
I have except the Scooby-Doo this crap one. That was dumb. Which I looked that line up. Because I was like, why the fuck would he say that? That is based off one fucking episode from the original Scooby-Doo show. One throwaway line they said. Seriously, that's all it is. And that's, I mean, throws that.
Maybe John Watts is a fan.
Yeah, I'm not worried about this. And I want to say it because even if these villains, ended in a way where they weren't, which we're still, we all hear that they died. Well, Sandman never died to us. So
Lizard never died.
So those are both characters that eventually
My guess is Goblin gets to them first, and he lies about them. You are destined to die at the hands of Spider-Man.
Maybe
you have to join me.
Maybe I actually think.
And then a voice off screen says, "What about me? Because we are Venom."
No, he's not in it until. He's not in it.
Yes, he is.
Not until
he's in the movie.
He's not until the
no post. But he's in the actual film.
The thing I love about this, and I don't remember what content creator said this, but they are fighting for their lives.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what side, they are literally fighting for their lives. So that's the intriguing aspect of it all. I want to ask you, Ren, one thing. So obviously at the very end of that trailer, I forgot to bring this up during our discussion. Obviously, the world and the skies are opening up and stuff like that. And it's looking a little bit like Kang the Conqueror, like the end of Loki and stuff. What do you think he means by they're all coming through? If it's not Toby and Andrew, what would you think?
The creatures of the multiverse. Whatever is out there in the multiverse. Because that's the thing. He doesn't know what is out there. But if the small crack with a botched spell brought Goblin and Sandman and Lizard and Electro and Octopus, if the multiverse actually does open, what comes in? It's so much more dangerous.
Dude, if we saw some tentacles pop through, Just for a split second.
I think we will. I think it's a good possibility
because we already got the tie-in of What If.
It's tied to What If, into WandaVision, and it's going to tie into this, and then Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness is the next one. I think we could very well see it.
So I know you watched John Campea, and I don't know if you've heard his like latest things. He goes, Professor X could come through Blade. He goes,
I saw him mentioning that he has a theory of how Patrick Stewart as Professor X could show up in this film. I skipped through that part of the episode just in case it's true. I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
Because he already spoiled too much for me.
Yeah, that's. Every time he talks about it too now on his show, I'm like, just shut the fuck up.
I think it's smart of him to take it in stride. He made a mistake, so swallow your pride and make fun of yourself. Which to me, that's how I take it. But I can't blame anyone who gets pissed either. Jacob Hubbard. Well, in the trail of strange things, remember the spell you messed up? Do you think there is a time jump after the spell? No, I think it's like next day. I think it's immediately after.
Really?
It's continuous. Oh, yeah.
I actually think this movie takes place over an entire year.
Oh, I doubt it. Because remember, we're still catching up. We're still catching up to the MCU, because the MCU real time is happening in 2023. Don't forget.
Yeah. So
don't forget, we still got a lot to catch up with the MCU. We're still in the past, technically.
Somewhat. I mean, no way. They said Far From Home takes place at the same time as WandaVision,
which is in 2023 because it's after Endgame. Endgame takes place in 2023. All right, Joe Fletcher. Do you think there is a sixth villain in the movie? If there is, I hope it's Mysterio or Vulture, so you have a Tom Holland villain. There is no sixth villain. We can say that.
Surprised if Mysterio's in like archived footage, and I guess if you want to say a sixth villain, it would be Mysterio. But I don't. Yeah,
but like as we're imagining, like the Sinister Six, there's no like sixth villain for the formation.
Yeah, but I will say the thing came out this week on some stuff that Sony's working on. Nothing's confirmed by the major trades, but like Discussing Film and a couple others ran with it where. Sony is apparently working on a Sinister Six movie that will be a pure Sinister Six movie made out of villains from Tom's universe and the Sony universe, which I don't love that. I don't want Venom. I'm telling you right now, if Venom's in the Sinister Six, that's the stupidest fucking thing. I know he's been in it in the past, but in this iteration, it makes no sense to put him in there.
Yeah. Lady Aaron, since I saw Eternals, which I absolutely love, by the way, who's your favorite Eternal and what was your favorite moment from the film? Favorite Eternal is Icarus, and favorite moment is when Icarus comes face to face with the choice of does he serve his god or does he follow his heart? And he breaks down, and that's the best moment in the film for me. Zach?
My favorite Eternal. It's tough. I love them all. Off the top of my head, Makari. I fucking loved Makari. I loved the way that they displayed her speed. And if we're going with my favorite moment, there's one moment in particular. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but she beats the shit out of someone.
Oh, yeah.
So anything I've always wanted to see from a speedster in a movie.
Jacob Hubbard, I just want to joke on the web shooters.
I
want Toby to make fun of both their asses because organic webs are superior. Just
they're gonna make a joke about it. Who do you think makes the joke? I think it's
Toby. I think it's Toby totally making fun of the fact that both Garfield and Holland have web shooters and he has organic webs. He's like, I actually got powers from a spider. You guys didn't. So fuck off. Yeah. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say that.
It's still amazing to me that we're getting fucking Tobey Maguire back in a movie.
Same.
A Spider-Man movie of any sense.
All right. I don't think MJ is going to die. I even told Ren in the trailer they kiss with the sun shining probably take place. Yeah, I agree. I even thought it wasn't the sun, and then I went to look at the shot and it's totally the sun. I also think because of that. And many other reasons.
Yeah. I have a theory still. I still believe the movie ends with Doctor Strange performing the spell in the correct way and everyone forgetting that he is Spider-Man and him having to restart everything. I think that leaves a way that he doesn't have any of Iron Man's stuff now. He has to rely on himself. If Aunt May especially dies, that's even more fucking depressing because then he's really by himself. I think it's going to leave us in an area where Peter Parker is on his own into the next coming chapter. But then it worries me because, we know probably the next time we're going to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man is with Venom just because of Sony. And it frustrates me because that's not the next story I would want to see. But also, this wasn't the next story I wanted to see for Spider-Man anyways. The second Far From Home ended, I was like, Kraven the Hunter. I'm like, this is the best way to bring him in.
Yeah. So. And the title still would fit because he has no way home while people are after him because they know his identity.
Yeah.
It would still have fit. God damn it. We were so close to greatness. We were this.
At least we have Aaron Taylor Johnson casted, and we have a good director on board.
Mega movies. Did you all see the lizard punch? Not the lizard being punched in the trailer. Confirmation that John Cena was in the trailer since you couldn't see him. I sent you a meme for that because someone already did the image, but that's good. Mega movies. That's really good. Thank you for sending that in. Jacob Hubbard, please God, give me Toby's theme. That is all. They're gonna give us Toby's theme, man.
They're gonna do both
before we even see him. But I don't know Andrew's theme.
I know, but
Andrew's movies sucked because they didn't stand out. But yes.
G. Colby, real fast. Who's directing Kraven? It's the guy who did A Most Violent Year and
J.C. Chandor.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
Good director.
Which I haven't seen The Most Violent Year.
Oh, it's his best movie, but.
This is a good question. Do you think we see Sandman and Lizard in human form in this film? Lizard, probably not, but Sandman, I think so. I think we're going to see a big meetup.
Both actors came back.
Yeah, I think we're going to see like a big.
It's in that Empire.
But Lizard can't change back and forth voluntarily. Like according to the film, in the comics, well, not at first he can't, but eventually he can. Anyway, Lizard just transforms into the lizard, and that's him. Sandman can become sand and be put back in human form.
I think yes, we see. I think obviously we see Dr. Octopus in that container. I think we're gonna see them all down there, but I do think that Sandman. I think it'll be just Thomas Hayden Church in there. And
I think we very well just.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think he's gonna be bad necessarily. Kind of like how Doc Ock kind of changed. And I totally forgot to mention this too. When we see the thing going over his tentacles, I think that's gonna fix the thing in the back of his neck. Because I think that could be again. That's my theory. I think that thing broke again, and when he's kind of distraught, and even if you notice, the tentacles are even confused too. They're like, "This isn't Peter."
Yeah,
Parker.
Exactly. All right, to go P. I'm saying Mandel show Kirsten Dunst's MJ, and it's been years after Spider-Man 3. Her and Toby Speeder are married and had a kid, and that plays into his sacrifice if it happens. So this was Gico P's theory that he brought up.
Okay.
How about Bruce Campbell as Mysterio cameo in No Way Home? That would be insane. Consider the canceled plans for Spider-Man for Raimi.
If we get it, it's gonna be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and it's not going to be Mysterio, but we're getting the Bruce Campbell.
He's
cameo,
in it. I mean, he's going to be in Doctor Strange. Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're getting a Bruce Campbell cameo, but
I want to ask
Mysterio.
You, which I think I'm going to say this right now, and I'm calling it. I'm going to say it right now. I'm probably going to be wrong. He's going to play an alternate version of Doctor Strange.
A fake, like a Times Square Doctor Strange.
Yes. Something like that.
Yes.
It's going to be quick and simple. It's going to be quick and simple. Just like all of his cameos.
Like it was in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, it's going to be something just like that. But if it's not that, who would you like to see him play? Because he'll play a character that people were like, "Oh shit, Bruce Campbell's playing."
I think your theory is great that he play like a Doctor Strange from Times Square, so a guy pretending to be Doctor Strange to get photos taken and whatnot. If not, I think he's playing a guy, like maybe a guy at a restaurant, maybe a guy at a theater, maybe a guy presenting Doctor Strange in a wrestling ring. I don't know, but I think he's playing a guy like he did in the Raimi movies.
Okay.
But Bruce Campbell as Mysterio in No Way Home would make no sense because there's a Mysterio in this role. Unless he's playing a Mysterio in Times Square. That would add up.
Yeah.
Or maybe a guy who believes in Mysterio and is saying, arrest Spider-Man. Mysterio was maybe. but I don't think so.
Yeah. Ren, I'm gonna take one more before I gotta go.
All right. Did you see Michael Keaton said he is filming Vulture scenes this week?
Has our podcast become Spider-Man discussion? Like just Spider-Man
Apparently.
talk?
Apparently. I mean, it's only normal that we all want to talk Spider-Man.
I know.
But so I watched that interview on Kimmel. I watched the talk show things when I'm coming home from a workout or going to the gym to work out. At the time, until all these news broke, I actually interpreted it as he's talking about Batman, because he was talking about Vulture and Batman and making fun about the fact that he's in both universes and whatnot. But if he's doing Vulture something, could it be for What If?
And he said Marvel, right? He said Marvel.
He was talking about being both Batman and Vulture and playing in both universes of Marvel and DC and whatnot. Because Kimmel's son loves Spider-Man. Because Kimmel's son goes to the same school is in the same class as Keaton's grandson, and Kimmel's son loves Spider-Man. And since he's best friend with a kid, I don't remember the Keaton's grandson's name, but Kimmel keeps telling his son, "Oh, his grandfather is Vulture, is the enemy of Spider-Man," and the kid doesn't believe him, which is funny. But yeah, I don't know. But it could be What If. My guess is What If. My guess is something that we're totally not calling.
I mean, everyone's probably thinking Morbius reshoots or something like that. Like
too close.
But I don't even think Morbius. I think Morbius is done. I think they're just working on visual effects at this point.
For sure.
You know what? I will say this. I'm gonna go crazy. Maybe it's Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's doing 6 weeks of reshoots right now. 6 weeks of reshoots. It's the one Marvel thing we know they're shooting.
We know Spider-Man is going to be in it somehow.
Yeah, and if Morbius was doing reshoots, I think we would have known or even heard about it at this point. I think that movie's done. It's in the can. They're good to go with that film pretty much. They're just waiting at this point to release it. Spider-Man, they're done with reshoots. That movie's 4 weeks away. Unless it's an end credit scene. You know what I mean? Unless it's an end credit scene for No Way Home.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I mean, the event, they've done end credit scenes within like 2 weeks. I mean, they've done it before the premieres, so
that's a good guess. I think that's a good guess.
I wonder where Keaton lives, because Tom Holland's in LA, probably still. Okay, so I imagine maybe, because Tom Holland's probably going to be out there till the movie releases. So
true. All right, Zach. What do you got coming up this week?
I don't know. It's Thanksgiving this upcoming week, so I only have one screening this week.
Wait, so it's not this weekend. It's the next one.
It's this Thursday coming up.
Okay. I still have time to wish you a good Thanksgiving. Anyway.
Yeah. So, but I'm seeing Red Rocket Monday, which I'm really excited about. I don't know when that review can go up, but next week, tomorrow, I have my Come On review coming out. Monday, I have Licorice Pizza. And Tuesday, then I have House of Gucci. Wednesday, Hawkeye. And I have a couple special videos I'm planning, but I don't know if I'm going to do them yet. I'm still deciding. Okay. The last thing I want to say is that Critics Play Games, I'm going to catch up and do some reviews on there. Guardians of the Galaxy finally coming. It's only $30 right now, guys, for Black Friday. If you want something... Not here! That's bullshit. I wish I could send you... I would just buy it and send it to you, but I don't think US discs work in...
Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
But it's really, really good. It's really, really good. Go into it not knowing anything, because there are characters that show up in there that I literally almost shit my pants and screamed. Because I was like, oh my God. Like Austin Putman's playing it right now, and he messaged me. He goes, oh my God, they said that. Oh my God, this is how. And like, I think I told Ren, I'm like, Ren, it is geeky to all nature. It is the geeky.
I think I'm going to try and get it for Christmas. I think I'm going to try.
You'll really dig it. You'll really dig it. So, but other than that, nothing too much. What about you? I'm curious, just real fast. I want to know what I got for.
Tammy Faye, Masters of the Universe Part 2, Hawkeye. I'm going to be watching Rocky vs. Drago in the theater next Thursday, which I'm very excited about. Right now, I think that's it. And then House of Gucci on Friday. And
Resident Evil. I'm seeing Resident
Evil. That's also coming out.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know if I'm gonna review it though. It depends how I feel in the movie. If I feel like I have something strong to say about the film, I'm gonna review it. If not, I'm just gonna go see it and enjoy it, because they're not screening it out here they're only screening in LA, New York, and I'm not driving. They didn't screen it
either.
So, so yeah, that's my thoughts. If you do want to know my thoughts on that, make sure to follow me on Twitter because I'll definitely like tweet about it. But other than that, that's my thoughts. But thank you, Ren, of course, for being like just the best host in the world, and I'm so happy to be co-hosting this. Changes are coming, everybody. The next era of Geeks of the Roundtable. That's all I'll hint towards. So, yes. But anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your time. I'm gonna listen while I'm driving to work. So, see you guys. Bye.
All right, brother. See you later. All right, everyone. I don't need headphones anymore, so I'm going to take this out, and we're going to continue for a little while. Still got around 15 minutes for the hour mark, so we can still go a little bit. So why don't you focus on me, camera, for a change? That'd be nice. Look at my eye bags. Everyone, come on. Focus. There we go. All right. Ren and Zach, now it's just me. Over or under, we see the Into the Spider-Verse characters in No Way Home. Over or under what? I'm going to say under 5%. I don't think that happens. I think, especially now, there's a good chance we still see Tom, Toby, Andrew for a quick moment Into the Spider-Verse 2, but not this way around. Not saying it's what I want, it's just what I'm predicting. Thoughts on the Doctor Strange 2 reshoots? Worried? Nope, not at all. I'm very confident in this film with the things I know, because there's a ton of things I know, just like I knew for Spider-Man coming in. I wouldn't be worried, and I will tell you right now not to be worried. Maybe in the final product, it comes out and it's shit, but I wouldn't be worried specifically about these reshoots. Joe Fletcher, do you think Kingpin or Yelena will show up in Hawkeye by the first 2 episodes? If I still hadn't seen the first 2 episodes, I would wager a guess either way, or I would comment on stuff I know. But having signed certain things, I'm not at liberty to discuss. But one of those is confirmed that they will show up in the show. So it's easy to find a confirmation out there. But I just feel it's unfair, having seen the episode and, again, having signed certain things and earning the trust of Disney, it would not be fair for me to comment on that with the knowledge that I do have at the moment. Had this show happened one day earlier, Joe, I would be able to comment on it. Can you bet that somebody will record No Way Home and put it on the... Oh, yeah. How much do you want to bet? $1,000? I don't have $1,000, but I bet it will happen and I will win $1,000. Yes, somebody will do that for sure. Not several somebodies. December is a packed month. Besides Spider-Man, what movie or show are you most looking forward to? I don't know what shows come out in December, but movies. What's the name? Guillermo del Toro. Nightmare Alley, easily my most. I'm still more excited for Nightmare Alley than I am for Spider-Man. But Spider-Man would be my second. I slept so shittily last night you can clearly see the bags under my eyes. Do you think Tobey Maguire will die in No Way Home? We addressed it. I think if somebody is to die, it's for sure David. Tobey Maguire. Jigo EP, when is David Lowery going to do a Marvel movie? Since he can do both indie art house style movies like Sorry and Green Knight and still do big Disney movies. Dude, what would I like him to do? Because the one fit I could see him doing right now, at least when it comes to Marvel, would be like something like Moon Knight. And he's already not doing Moon Knight. So what would I have him do? Blade also already has a director. Ooh, what would I have him do? Let me look at my Funkos. Come on, Funkos, help me out in deciding what I want him to do. You know what? He wouldn't do a show, I don't think. But he'd be an interesting director for Loki Season 2. He'd be a very interesting director for Loki Season 2, I think. So yeah. Super early prediction. Super Bowl trailers will be interesting. Jurassic World 3, Doctor Strange. Yes, I can totally see that. Or no, but nothing's coming from Marvel beforehand because Ms. Marvel only comes so Doctor Strange comes out in May. If a show from the MCU turns out to be coming out before Doctor Strange, I bet they do something for the show instead of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is still a good guess. Batman, not probably, highly likely that they do something for Batman. And I would say it's likely also for Lightyear. Or no, not even Lightyear. I would say Turning Red, because Turning Red comes out before Lightyear. So if they want to push that one before they push Lightyear. Got any early predictions? No, I think you stole them all from me. What 2022 movies? 2022 movies. They also want to promote like the big summer movies, so it's not just any movie. Thor is already not coming out next year. Maybe Black Panther if it all goes right. John Wick 4 could be there. Top Gun could be there. What else? They want to do something for the kids, so maybe Minions 2 or Super Pets or Sonic 2 even, depending on that comes out in April, so it's after the Super Bowl, I think. I'm not American, okay? What is this? Bullet Train. Maybe Bullet Train. Expendable. Too early for Expendables 4. Ambulance, maybe, if it comes out after the Super Bowl. Green Man, The Man from Toronto. Yeah, those are the few. I would... Something for the kids. They're going to promote another animated movie besides Turning Red. And I could totally see Top Gun. So those are my guesses. I need a Doctor Strange 2 trailer now. I'm with you. You know, I say this all the time, but Eternals was my most anticipated Marvel anything. And you guys know I love it. I'm still very excited for a ton of the stuff they're putting out and that is about to come out. But as excited, and Doctor Strange is my new number one now that I've seen Eternals. But as excited as I am for Doctor Strange and as excited as I am for many other MCU things, I'm not as excited for anything as I ever was for Eternals prior to seeing Eternals. So yes, I absolutely need a Doctor Strange trailer right now, Ashley. I like how the Tangled short Olaf mentions the story being about a friend of his. Yes. I think Rapunzel is related or something to Anna, and also since we see her at Elsa's coronation. I think they're just neighboring kingdoms, and it's also from the same author, the original books. So that's the reference. That's a good shot that I had forgotten, but I noticed that at the time as well. What do you think about Ellie Steinfeld accidentally confirming that a Young Avengers adaptation is on its way? She didn't. She just looked at Kevin Feige before she could say either yes or no. But she didn't confirm anything. I still don't think it's coming, or at least in the way that most people believe it's coming. But she did not confirm. She didn't deny anything, but she didn't confirm anything either. Who's going to be on the Young Avengers? Kate Bishop, Yelena, Spider-Man. I don't think we'll see Spider-Man. Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, Wiccan, and Speed. Is that it? Because, okay, let me take Spider-Man out, because I don't think Spider-Man is going to be in this. Kate Bishop, Yelena, Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, Wiccan, and Speed. So, yeah, it was 6. So, like the original lineup of Avengers. Is that it? No. Isn't there anyone else? Maybe Kid Loki? We could get Kid Loki. Come on, Funkos. Help me. Help me out. No, I think you are right. I think that's it. Yeah. I don't see anyone else who could join them. By the way, I have these Funkos right here. I have Doctor Strange Supreme just because I like him. I have Agatha Harkness that I just recently got. President Loki, Vision, and I recently got Loki, Agent of TVA, and Ravonna Renslayer. The next week, on Monday, I'm getting most of the Eternals. Makari isn't available, and I haven't bought Arishem. But I'm getting Icarus, Cersei, Athena, Gilgamesh, Phastos, most of them. So you guys let me know which ones you want to see up there. Because I don't have Power Ranger Funkos here. But I got a ton of DC stuff. I got My Hero Academia, Gargoyles, Star Wars, The Suicide Squad. I don't know if I said Dragon Ball. It's there. So you guys let me know if you want to see these ones replaced. Because I just put them there random just to change the ones I had before. Because the ones I had before were, what were they? Were Shang-Chi, because I was covering Shang-Chi. And I need to get more of the Spider-Man No Way Home ones, because I only have one for now. And I can't wait for them to launch the villains. The Funkos for the villains are going to be amazing. But yeah, I think that's the roster, GKOV. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Oh yeah, Ren, remember that Spider-Man No Way Home custom album I'm making? You and Zach got some suggestions for songs. Don't be funny. It's okay if you don't. No, I don't, because I don't know. I got the link. I still haven't looked at it, but I don't know what would fit right now. Because I'm not super deep into current songs or current artists. Like, I have my artists that I like, and I dive into those, but I don't usually broaden my horizons. Like, I'm just yesterday, I started listening to the latest Trivium album, and Trivium certainly does. I don't think it fits on a Spider-Man custom album. So I don't. Maybe next week when I get a better look at the album and I get a sense of what could be on there. Maybe, but right now I do not, unfortunately, have any recommendations. Not even funny ones. Questions. Awkward silence because I can't find questions. Where are questions? This was for Zach. Oh, I'm sorry Zach missed this one because it was about his vacation last week. Ren, if I ever get to challenge you to a Pokemon battle, it would mean the world to me. Can we do it? Like, can we do it online? I think we can do it online. I think it's possible. I don't think anything gets in the way. If it's possible, if it can happen on the Switch, let's do it. I don't see what gets in the way of us. If it can happen online. Because I'm still from the days where you had to be next to the person who had the game and connect like the Nintendo DS's, have them back to back. Like, this is the screen, and they have them back to back for them to connect. But if it can happen online, let's do it online. Eric Thorpe, thoughts on the new WB game Multiverses? I don't know if it'll be good, but it's a game where Batman can fight Arya Stark, so I'm hyped. I don't care. I'm sorry to say, I wish they would just give us another Injustice or another DC versus Mortal Kombat. That was the name. Mortal Kombat versus DC? DC? I don't remember. But more like Batman fighting Arya Stark. Batman wins. Like, it's no competition. Shaggy fighting Superman. Superman wins. It's not a competition. I just don't care about the mixing in of these universes. They are so completely unrelated and have completely different points to them. So I don't know. Maybe if I see more stuff, I get into the fun of it. I sound like an old man right now who doesn't like having any fun, but I'm not into the idea, Eric. I think Zach is, and I hope it turns out to be an amazing game for because you're not the only one who's excited. A ton of people are excited. I'm just not in that camp, sadly. I wish I was. The battle you picked up to give as an example, Batman vs. that's one of the most interesting ones, I guess. But there's also a ton of stupid things there that I'm just not into, sadly. I sound like such an old man. I hate myself right now, but yeah, I wish I could be excited for that one. Oh, could we see Shailene Woodley's MJ that was cut from The Amazing Spider-Man? I don't think so. if she hadn't gotten cut, I would think I would give it like. I mean, it's tough to say because it didn't happen, so it would depend on what they did with the role. But I give it a minus 100% chance. You know what? Not 100. I give it a negative 30% chance that it happens. I don't think it happens at all. So yeah. That's a good shout, Sir John. Ant-Man's daughter, Stature, Patriot from Falcon. How did I forget Patriot from Falcon? A scroll. We could see a scroll. We'd have to build that up, but we could see a scroll. But again, I don't think Spider-Man's going to be in it either way. No, I'm not solo. Zach just left, but if you sent us in, it means I'm pretty much almost caught up. So cool. Thank you for sending that in, Leo, because it allowed me to get a sense of where I was in the chat. But Zach literally just left, what, 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago tops? So yeah. David Lowery could do a Black Knight film. That's true. That's a good shout, dude. Good shout from Eric Thorpe. David Lowery for a Black Knight film. I still don't know if I would like a Black Knight film. Just because in the comics I was never interested in Black Knight. I keep wanting to say Dark Knight. Very, very different universes. I keep wanting to say Dark Knight. But David Lowery for a Black Knight movie, that would be cool. That'd be really cool. I didn't get the Dane Whitman Funko Pop just because I already spent too much money, but I'll get him in December. I'm sure out of the Eternals Pops, the Dane Whitman one is the one that won't sell out, but I definitely want him. I just had to control myself and save as much money as I could while buying a shit ton of Eternals Funkos. Ren, what are you looking forward to the most in the new Pokemon game once you restart your Sinnoh adventure? Just to see what the differences are. Hopefully the fact that I have the other games to get me access to other legendaries that I never caught before. But in my Sword and Shield, I already started putting Pokemon from my previous games on there, and I already have 4 Palkias for the Algas. I have shiny Palkias in the Algas and shiny versions of other Pokemon. So I'm chock full of Pokemon in both the games. But now I'll bring them over to this one and then eventually to Arceus. Legends Arceus, I think. Yeah. Also, I never got to ask you what your least favorite Pokemon of all time is. So what is your least favorite Pokemon? What is my least? I don't think I have a least favorite Pokemon. Let me Google. Help me, Google. Worst Pokemon of all time. Pikachu is not the worst of all time, but he's underrated. He's overrated. Jesus Christ. Top 15 worst Pokemon ever created. Screen Rant? Okay, Screen Rant is alright. Why? Why is it not opening? Hang on, everyone. I'll tell you my least favorite Pokemon of all time. I don't think I have one specifically, but I'm sure there are Pokemon I don't like. All right, Screen Rant, help me out. Magikarp is such an easy answer. Bidoof? I don't dislike Bidoof, I just don't care. Zubat, I'm also indifferent to. Love Disc, I don't care about, but the evolutions are cool. Jinx? I like Jinx. Oh, Klefki. Klefki is stupid as shit. I hate Klefki. Voltorb is cool. What are you talking about, Screener? Unknown? Why is Unknown on this list? Trubbish and Garbodor are probably some of the worst. But again, I don't dislike them. I either like Pokemon or I'm indifferent to them. I don't dislike Pokemon because they're essentially animals, and I love animals. Every animal, I love you. Stunfisk, number 1. Okay, like originality much. I don't know. I don't dislike any Pokemon, at least that I can remember. You know what? I can't find a Pokemon that I dislike, so I'm going to change the question slightly and give you something else. The Fairy type was the worst thing they ever came up with in recent memory. I hate the Fairy type. It's so fucking broken. It's unfair. But yeah. I'll say this. The custom album opens with Bridge Burning by Foo Fighters, which I never heard because I'm not a Foo Fighters guy, mainly for where it ended in Far From Home. It just fits with Mysterio revealing Peter's identity, just a better sense. Yes. Again, it's just because I'm not caught up with contemporary artists too much, so I'm not aware of what is out there, what fits and what not. But once I listen to that song and the ones he already put on the album, I get a better sense, and maybe I'll have recommendations. So do feel free to ask me again next week. Hey, Aaron. Last week I asked some of your favorite scenes. Where are some of your least favorite scenes? The explanation about life itself in life itself. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it with a burning passion. And any scene in a Serbian film. If you know, you know. Thoughts on Natasha Liu, and I still don't know if I pronounced it right. Bordizzo cast as Sabine Wren live action. Honestly surprised since both of them actually look alike. We covered it on the first half of the show, covering the main topics of the news. I really like it. I only know her from one thing. I've only seen her in The Voyeurs, again with Sydney Sweeney and Ben Hardy and Justice Smith. So I don't really have a sense of how good or how bad she is. But as far just the looks and the little I've seen of her, thumbs up. And it's a good sign that they got Sabine cast, so it means Ahsoka is well on its way to being sent out. If you listen to the band Spirit Box and their album Eternal Blue, they're a metalcore band similar to Trivium, and they have a song from that album. Oh, you have a song from that album, No Way Home, custom. Oh, okay. Actually, yesterday I was traveling through the main page on my Spotify, and I think one of the latest in metal, one of the suggestions was Spirit Box. I'm not familiar with them. Who's her? I'm not familiar with them, but now you got my interest piqued. I think that is going to be like my way in to get into Spirit Box and then check out the rest of the album and then maybe I'll have some recommendations to join in. I really love the fairy type so much. In fact, my third favorite Pokemon of all time is Sylveon, who is a fairy type. That's fair. I'm not saying you should hate the fairy type. To me, it's just too broken, and the levels of what types are effective on other types and not effective on other types just gets too broken, and it's not balanced at all since they presented it. So to me, I just didn't like what it brought into the dynamics of Pokemon games. But I think that is it for us here at the Geeks at the Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. This week is going to be a busy week. Either today or tomorrow probably tomorrow. I'm not going to do anything else today because you can see the bags under my eyes. I slept really shittily for the past 2 nights. So for the rest of today, I just want to relax, if you guys don't mind. Because I love doing this show, and now I just want to go watch some movies and watch a certain episode 2 of a certain show. But this week we got Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2 review, which embargo lifted, but this week was chaotic for me, so I couldn't get to review it. I think I'm going to review Super Crooks because I am watching that right now. Tammy Faye and Masters of the Universe is coming tomorrow. Then Monday, maybe Super Crooks. And then I know I'll have a screening for Silent Night. I don't know if I'll review Rocky vs. Drago, but I'm certainly going to watch it. And I get to watch it in the cinema, which is awesome. And then House of Gucci on Friday. And right now, I think that's it. I will update you. Pay attention to my Twitter and the community tab. And like Zach has been teasing, I will also keep on teasing it. Changes are coming. Not too soon. It's not going to be sudden. And we'll let you guys know with time. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and I hope you join me for all the reviews we have. Not only me, but Zach. I hope you join us in the videos that we have coming, and I hope to see you there. So thank you so much for all your good questions. Thank you so much for joining us, for being here from beginning to end, or just at the end. Whenever you arrived, you're always welcome. So until the next one, have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and love each other.